Hey y'all, good morning. It is time for the morning news on Friday, June 12th. Let's see what we got today. Bowman Gray racing at the Madhouse is halfway through the season. Can you believe that they are halfway done? Good gracious. All right, a bunch of schools over in Greensboro had graduation. Great, good, thrilled, delighted, good for those people. What else we got? The police chief in Catawba County was on trial for something, and the charges were dismissed about halfway through the trial, so I know nothing else about that. Not that. Not that. Okay, really, not much going on there. What else we got here? Okay. They're continuing to watch whether could hurricanes be developing and all that. World Cup started yesterday, by the way. Mexico and South Africa. There were 3 red cards. I think Mexico won. USA plays Paraguay, pair of them, tonight. There are viewing parties in LaBauer Park in downtown Greensboro. Of course, the big sporting news all across North Carolina. Carolina Hurricanes win Game 5 in Raleigh at the Lenovo Center. Final score, I think, was 4-2. And so they're 1 win away from hoisting the Stanley Cup. Game 6 will be this weekend in Vegas, and then Game 7, if necessary, will be back in Raleigh. So that was super exciting, and so way to go. What else we got? It'll be hot here, there, to and fro, round, up and down, here and yonder, and all that good stuff. This makes no sense to me. 2 of the city pools in Winston-Salem are closed today because of extreme heat. Well, isn't the extreme heat when you need the pool? Is that just me? I feel like there's a disconnect here. It's too hot, so we're going to close the pool. You mean where the community could come and cool off? I'm sure I've missed something in all of that. City County Planning Board recommends denying the data center for Rural Hall. Okay. Commissioner Don Martin's going to retire after 11 years as a Forsyth County Commissioner, and prior to that, of course, he was the superintendent of the Winston Forsyth County Schools. He is really a wonderful human being. The schools were really just fortunate to have him lead the way for so many years. None of the junk you hear about now. None of the junk you hear. I would tell you this, a quick Don Martin story. When I started teaching, and when you're a first-year teacher, you have to go to all these first-year teacher meetings. They're for the most part, ridiculous. But that first meeting, and I was older than most people in that meeting, and the room was full, and the overwhelming majority are college grads, right? Just brand new out of school, very young, and mostly ladies, okay? So Dr. Martin stands up. That's when he's superintendent. And the first thing he says is, I want you to go ahead and commit to finish the year. This is going to be the most difficult year of your teaching career, but you can make it, you can do it. And he's doing the old pep talk. It's great, rah-rah. And the second thing he says is that you cannot have inappropriate relationships with the students. It means don't have sex with the kids. Well, he said that. I laughed out loud. And I was the only one that laughed. Everybody else is just, let me write that down. Do not have sex with the students. He looked my direction because we were friends before I started teaching. But he wraps up and he comes, sits beside me. He goes, Jeffrey, I said, Dr. Martin. He says, is there a reason you laughed when I said that? I went, oh, be ridiculous. You have to tell people not to have sex with the kids. Come on, everybody here is an adult. They know that. He goes, do you not watch the news? You see that every year. We end up firing somebody because they have an inappropriate relationship. And that's when I really started paying attention to that in the news. And he was absolutely right. Almost every year, somebody gets arrested, lose their job, go to jail, all that sort of stuff on trial because they have sex with the kid. What are you thinking? Anyway, but that's what I learned. You can't always laugh at those school meetings. Okay, whatever. All right, what else we got? There was an attempted robbery and attempted murder investigation. They ended up catching people in a hotel room with drugs. All right. Former NFL linebacker indicted on first-degree murder charge. Well, that's great. Cruise guest got arrested for fighting on the boat. And they arrested people on the boat. Kansas City fighting Andy Reid's trade a former offensive starter to the Falcons. I'll look that up later. Beer is expensive at the World Cup. Okay. Hoover Dam took down Big American flag, 150 feet by 300 feet. Okay. Phil Mickelson was playing golf at a private golf course out in California. Apparently he said something, did something to a young lady working there. She complained. They went and found him out on the golf course and told him his behavior was inappropriate and he had to leave right then. They didn't even let him finish the round. They're not playing around. Okay. All right. And the park police are investigating. Put the numbers 8647 on the National Mall overnight. So I'll let you just think on that. All right. There's some stuff to talk about today. You're on the way to wherever or in the break room at work or around the breakfast table this morning. And a hey, y'all, coming this afternoon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great Friday. See you later. Bye.